At People State Bank, we promise to protect your money without adding unnecessary fees, to work with your schedule, to answer your questions, even the ones you didn't know you had, to work with you one-on-one so you feel comfortable every step of the way, to keep things simple and keep the decision-making in-house. At People State Bank, we promise to give you money-saving options, in-house private mortgage insurance, access to specialty products that assist first-time and low to moderate income home buyers through WIDA competitive rates, to value your time, and to keep things moving along as efficiently as we can on our end. People's State Bank, we promise to stay invested in you. At People's State Bank, we promise to protect your money without adding unnecessary fees, to work with your schedule, to answer your questions, even the ones you didn't know you had, to work with you one-on-one so you feel comfortable every step of the way, to keep things simple and keep the decision-making in. Answer your questions, even the ones you didn't know you had, to work with you one-on-one so you feel comfortable every step of the way, to keep things simple and keep the decision-making in-house. At People's State Bank, we promise to give you money-saving options, in-house private mortgage insurance, access to specialty products that assist first-time and low to moderate income home buyers through WIDA competitive rates, to value your time, and to keep things moving along as efficiently as we can on our end. People's State Bank, we promise to stay invested in you.
This is a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports Presentation. Queen Bee Radio proudly brings you Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports. Presented by Myers Heating and Cooling and Wolf Construction. And sponsored by Claire Bank, Cuba City Family Dental, Culver's of Dubuque, Galena, and Platteville, Edward Jones Representative Ben Reeves and Elena Reeves, Fuller's Milker Center, Nutrition World, the Peterson Agency, Raleigh Cheese, the Shoebox, and Tricor Insurance.
From Lancaster High School, our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports is presented by Wolf Construction and Myers Heating and Cooling. Broadcasting from the Wolf Construction broadcast booth, I'm Mark Evenstad, joined by Scott Toltman for tonight's non-conference high school football action. It's the Lancaster Flying Arrows playing host to the Mauston Golden Eagles. And good evening. Welcome to our Raleigh Cheese pregame show. It's presented by Raleigh Cheese at the intersection of Highways 11 and 23 in the heart of Lafayette County. Don't forget the cheese. Well, last week, Scott, Lancaster takes one on the chin, losing to Prairie du Chien. Prairie du Chien came in 0-2, but that was an 0-2 that probably had a lot of people fooled. Prairie du Chien had played a couple of really, really tough opponents. They came out, they were ready for Lancaster, and they were certainly ready to be opportunists in the second quarter when Lancaster coughed up the football twice, and they turned those into points.
Yeah, I really think with who Prairie du Chien played the first two games, they picked some pretty good opponents to get a good test for themselves, and I think they came ready to play knowing that it's a conference game and Lancaster's back in the conference, and they had something to say to Lancaster about who's going to start dominating the conference.
Meanwhile, Mauston started off the season 0-2 with a loss to Toma, 49-9, and then lost to Sparta in a barn burner, 28-27. Last week, they put up 69 points when they scorched Westfield, 69-22. And they've got a new coach this year as they have brought in
Dustin Vickerman.
Yeah, Dustin Vickerman, first-year head coach, Minnesota native, UW lacrosse graduate, 26 years old, so taking over the program and in some respect kind of starting things over with a sophomore quarterback, but they have a lot of high hopes.
Yeah, I think so. I never played Mauston when I was coaching, but I do know they've always had some good teams, and the new coach replacing is probably implemented his offense in a little bit, and it's probably going to take the kids a little bit longer to learn. But the couple games that they played were no slouch teams either until to talk about in the sense of who's going to win, and when you say who's going to win, it'll move them forward into their conference play.
Welcome to our Raleigh Cheese pregame show, in which we will bring you interviews with both head coaches, and we'll also bring you the colors of the game, brought to you by Cuba City Family Dental, and also we'll bring you the Nutrition World starting lineup. All that and more is just ahead on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show. Lancaster hosting Mauston next on 97.7 Country, WGLR, and WGLR.com.
Pregame one.
For residential, commercial, or ag building projects, call on Wolf Construction LLC of Lancaster. Todd Wolf and his crew pride themselves in providing full service for their customers at the highest of quality. Wolf Construction LLC of Lancaster, proud to back our local athletes.
When you're looking for life insurance coverage, Tricor Insurance and Auto Owners Insurance have you covered.
With Tricor, it's all about building relationships with people so that they realize that I am trustworthy and knowledgeable. My job is to figure out what they need, who they are. Insurance is stressful, and if we can take the stress out of that for them, that's what we're here for.
Tricor and Auto Owners Insurance are dedicated to helping you understand your life insurance options. Visit TricorInsurance.com to find an agent near you.
Hi, this is Steve Schmidt, owner of the Shoebox in downtown Black Earth. We have thousands of pairs of shoes in stock, no waiting. So stop in anytime, specializing in size, selection, and fit. We will save you money. P.S. We measure both feet. Stop into the Shoebox, the largest shoe store at the north end of Black Earth.
Pre-game one.
.97.7 Country, WGLR. Welcome to our Raleigh Chiefs pregame show. And it's Thursday night football with the Lancaster Flying Arrows taking on the Mauston Golden Eagles. And we're joined by Dustin Vickerman, the coach at Mauston. And Coach, coming off a lopsided win over Westfield, 69-22 last week. Coming in at 1-2. Is that a 1-2 that's a little bit like Prairie du Chien, Coach? Last week, Prairie du Chien came into their game against Lancaster 0-2. A rather deceptive 0-2. So is yours a deceptive 1-2? It's not necessarily you have two losses, but it's rather who you played.
Well, we hope that's the case. We think so ourselves. We didn't believe coming into our game this last week that we were an 0-2 football team. We ran into two bigger schools we played for our first two games, Toma and Sparta. Toma was a rough one for us to start out week one. And then we hosted Sparta the following week, lost by 1 point in that game. That one was a classic. So fell just short. And then, we started out conference play last week against Westfield and got on the right track, had a solid game. And we hope so. We like to think so that we're not truly a 1-2 football team. But in the same right, your record is what your record says you are. And so we got to earn some wins if we want to kind of change that narrative.
So here you are, a first-year head coach. It's not like you're taking over a program that's been in the doldrums for a number of years. Mauston certainly has a reputation as one of the better teams in the South Central Conference. Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm coming into a really good situation here. There's a lot of good people in place here already with me coming in. They've been competitive here at Mauston the last handful of years in the conference, won a couple of conference titles. It's a solid program here. Former coach Roland Lehman, he really took it in a pretty rough place and brought it to a better place. And my hope is to kind of do the same, take it from, where he got it to, which is, a solid program, consistently competitive in the SCC. And take it to the next level. So that's my goal coming in as a coach. But, a good program, a lot of good people here in Mauston, and we've got some great kids.
And you're doing it this year with a sophomore quarterback in Tyler Link. And so far, how are the reviews?
Tyler is he's not really a sophomore mentally. He's a leader. He's very smart, picks up on things very quick, and he's got a lot of arm talent. So I've got full confidence in Tyler as a quarterback, but he is inexperienced. Something you probably don't know about Tyler is that, he didn't even really have a JV career because last year he was the JV quarterback, but he got hurt week one and broke his wrist and was out for the year. So really his last real football was in junior high football. And now he's a starting varsity quarterback. So that's a huge jump. But he's doing a great job with it, so I'm really proud of him.
That's Dustin Vickerman, the coach of Mauston, here on our Raleigh Chiefs pregame show. We're going to take a timeout now, and we'll be back after we take this timeout on 97.7 Country, WGLR, and WGLR.com.
coverage of high school sports. Presented by Myers Heating and Cooling and Wolf Construction. And sponsored by Claire Bank, Cuba City Family Dental, Culver's of Dubuque, Goleta, and Platteville, Edward Jones Representative Ben Reeves and Elena Reeves, Fuller's Milker Center, Nutrition World, the Peterson Agency, Raleigh Cheese, the Shoebox, and Tricor Insurance.
Welcome back to Lancaster High School. We apologize for the problems that have occurred here in our pregame. We must abandon our pregame, and we'll try to get caught up on things as best we can as far as the Raleigh Cheese pregame show. It is Mauston at Lancaster in high school football action. Let's see if we can fit in the Nutrition World starting lineup, brought to you by Nutrition World Health and Wellness. Quality selection and knowledge for optimal health and energy levels are found at Nutrition World, Highways 80 and 81 in Platteville. Starting lineup for the Mauston Golden Eagles, coached by Dustin Vickerman in his first year, record of 1-2. At quarterback is Tyler Link, a sophomore. I should mention too, Mauston includes no heights and weights in their starting lineups, or their lineups, period. At running back, Brady Baldwin, a junior. 4 wide receivers in their offensive set. Carver Goodman, a senior. Brock Massey, a junior. Alex Sir, a junior. And Dylan Hanks, a junior. The offensive line, left tackle, Dalton Hain, a senior. Ethan Cordero, a senior, is the left guard. The center is Nick Erler, a senior. Right guard is Hayden Gillen, a sophomore. And the right tackle is Espen Swears, a sophomore. That's the starting lineup for Mauston for the Lancaster Flying Arrows. Quarterback is Jacob Dival, 6 foot, 215, and a senior. Running backs are Peyton Alvarado, 5'7", 175, and a junior. Colby Lull, 5'10", 175-pound junior. And Brennan Gildersley, 5'11", 170, and a sophomore. Split end, Andrew Taylor, 6 foot, 160, and a junior. Logan Wolf was a split end, 5'11", 170, and a junior. Nolan Wolf at split end, 5'10", 155, and a sophomore. Brady Oyen is the slot receiver, 5'11", 165, and a senior. Tight end Garrett Gildersley, 5'11", 185, and a senior. The offensive line, left tackle TJ Nelson, left guard Will Bussin. The center is Ryan McCartney. Isaac Mayorquin is the right guard, and right tackle is Connor Raisbeck. Lancaster won the toss. They elected to defer, so it'll be Lancaster kicking off. And deep to receive for Mauston will be Dylan Hanks, Dalton Hain, and also Brady Baldwin. Let's see, I think we have somebody else kicking tonight for Lancaster. We do. And it's a short kickoff. It'll go to the right-hand side up near the 35-yard line, and then stop short of the 40-yard line. And that's all that she wrote for Mauston on their return.
Yeah, it was about a 5-yard return from Trey Larden.
1st and 10 for Mauston. They have the football at their own 37-yard line to start the football game. Again, we apologize. Major problems have plagued us with our broadcast. We'll do the best we can. Here's Mauston to the line of scrimmage with Tyler Link at quarterback. The sophomore turns, gives, and it is Goodman. Now check that as Baldwin on the carry, straight up the middle. And is stopped short of the 40-yard line to the 39, and it'll bring up second down, 7 yards to go. Last week, Prairie du Chien had some real good success in running the football. Defensively for Lancaster, defensive ends are Bryce Galley and also Paxton Henke. You can't miss him, 6'5", 190, and a senior. Galley was the one who kicked off to start the football game. Here's delayed handoff, working his way to the left-hand side. And that's Brady Baldwin. And gets outside the numbers and then gets brought down at around the 45-yard line. He'll pick up 5. It's going to be 3rd down and 2 yards to go for Lancaster. That is for Mauston against the Lancaster defense. 3rd down and 2. White side, the near side. Handoff, and it is good Baldwin, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down. The Arrows converge and really gum things up. And they stop him at about the 47-yard line. Maybe he did get the first down. Yes, he did. They give him a generous spot to the 47.
Yeah, got the first down on a tight run.
So 1st and 10. The drive stays alive for Mauston. The rest of the Lancaster defense, linebackers are Colby Lull and Wyatt Mensch. Joe Esser getting a start at middle linebacker, 5'8", 160 and a senior. And Devin Tiedrich. He's another middle linebacker. Back to pass. Link, left-hander, throws far side of the field. Catch made and then dragged down at the 50-yard line. That's Alex Sir Jr. on the reception. They'll give him forward progress to about the 48-yard line. He'll pick up about 5. Second down, 5 yards to go. Down to the 48-yard line. The defensive backs for Lancaster. Safeties are Logan Wolf and Jackson Vanetta. Corners are Nolan Wolf and Brennan Gildersleeve. 9:50 remaining, first quarter just underway. Here's the Golden Eagles coming up to the line of scrimmage. Pistol formation, and here's a lateral pass out of the backfield, and then getting back to the line of scrimmage. That's Baldwin on the reception, and he may have lost about a half a yard. Wyatt Mensch got over there. Stopped him in his tracks. Third down now. Third down, a little more than 5 yards to go at the 48-yard line for Mauston. Thursday night football from Lancaster. Shoebox scoreboard update. The Milwaukee Brewers won game 1 of a doubleheader today, 2-1 over San Francisco. Game 2 is now underway. Now here's an I formation from the pistol formation. Now an offset I, and now Link is back to pass. He'll throw long down the left sideline and incomplete. Trying to hook up with Brock Massey, their leading receiver, junior, but he overthrew him down the sideline. And good coverage by the Lancaster Flying Arrows defensively. The corner, Brennan Gildersleeve, had him covered. And it's going to bring up 4th down and 5. Let's see what Mauston does here. Will they go for it?
It looks like they're going to go for it. It's on their Lancaster's 48-yard line, so
they are. They're going to line up in an offensive set.
They must trust their defense.
Baldwin stays in as the scat back and one man in the slot. Back to pass is Link. Now he looks to the near side, throws, and he overthrew his intended receiver. Trying to get that to Alex Sir. Incomplete. Good coverage by the Arrows. Wyatt Mensch fronted on that play, and the Arrows are going to take over with good field position. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. So first offensive play coming up for the Lancaster Flying Arrows. 1st and 10 from their own 48 with 9:26 to play. First quarter, no score. Peyton Alvarado will be in the backfield, and Jacob Dival will line up in a pistol formation. Dival ready to take the snap, does. Now he's rolling out to his left, straightens up, throws, long downfield. He's got Oyen, but he overthrew him by just a bit. That one kind of drifted a little bit toward the inside on Oyen, and the coverage by Mauston, Brock Massey.
Just a little bit overthrown. If you would have got just a little underneath it, a little bit more, and another step, it would have been a catch for possibly a touchdown.
And they get up to the line of scrimmage quickly, but we get a penalty flag. And it's going to be a legal procedure on the Arrows, and that's something that, Scott, that Coach Rowland talked about, that we've got to cut down on the mistakes.
Yeah, those can kill you. I mean, even if it's just a 5-yard and it happened on earlier down, it's still, it takes a lot of plays to catch up again.
Going to be 2nd and 15 from their own 43 for the Lancaster Flying Arrows. Wide side down the near side for Dival. Works from the pistol, takes the snap, now rolling again to his left, being chased. Now he throws it short and incomplete. That one was intended coming out of the backfield for Andrew Taylor, but probably a good thing That pass wasn't complete because Taylor was going to get smacked. 3rd down and 15 at the 43. We are just underway from Lancaster High School. Technical problems in our pregame, but we got started right at the opening kickoff. Now here's Dival taking it himself, weaves his way past the 45-yard line and upended at the original line of scrimmage at the 48. The tackle for Mauston, Galen Hayden Gillen, sophomore middle linebacker, and Espen Swers, sophomore defensive tackle, on the stop. 4th down and 10. Now Golly will be back to punt for Lancaster. He punted last week, and he did a nice job. He hit some line drive kicks. Gets a good snap, puts his foot into it. Yep, there's the line drive, and it's over the head of everybody, and that's going to go into the end zone.
Touchback.
He doesn't boom them like Oyen did. What he does, he drives it.
Oh, it looked like a nice punt, nice spiral, and it really got up there, and the return man, it went over his head, bounced into the end zone. That 52-yard punt, I'll take it.
I mean, that in and of itself, Scott, that's about as good a defensive move as anything when you force your opponent to have to start from their own 20.
Yeah, if he's got a leg like that, though, maybe you would try him to get him to pin him down more like a coffin corner kick.
8:32 to go, first quarter, no score. And here's Mauston on offense, and here's a swing pass out to the outside to the left-hand side, and getting spun down and brought down short of the 25-yard line. On the reception for Mauston is Brock Massey. Again, their leading receiver. It is a pickup of about 4 yards. 2nd down and 6 yards to go at the 24-yard line. Massey, so far this year, I had their statistics here just a moment ago, but now I have lost them, and we'll have to ditch that idea. 2nd down and 6 at the 24-yard line. Now here's Link out of the pistol, and here's a handoff, and working his way to the left side is Baldwin, and gets a couple of yards past the 25-yard line, and brought down at the 26 to bring up 3rd down and 4 yards to go. They have to reach the 30. Nose of the football has to reach the 30 in order for them to pick up the 1st down. Here we go. Massey, leading receiver, 14 receptions, an average of 24.7 yards per reception. Now here's Link back to the pass.
Yes.
Throws it up longer to the near side of the field and overthrown. That's a long, long pass to get to the near sideline. That was intended for Carver Goodman, a senior, but the coverage for the Flying Arrows by Logan Wolf, and it's incomplete. And brings up 4th down.
Yeah, just out on the outreach of his hands. If he could have got under it again, it would have been a 1st down, and he wouldn't have got any further. It would have been knocked out of bounds, but it would have been a nice catch.
Carver Goodman now has to run all the way back to punt the football. He'll be kicking at around his own 15-yard line deep to receive for Lancaster. Inside his 40 is Brady Oyen. Let's see if he can get a good return. Lancaster stunning on defense. Good snap. Kicks it away. Line drive kick, and Oyen's not going to be able to come close to this one. It's going to sail out of bounds. And around the 45-yard line, the official runs over and spots it now, let's see. He's
like
still moving.
I was going to say it looked like the 42, but he's going to mark it at the 41.
Yep. He was up, then he started backpedaling, then he moved up once again. And remember, this officiating crew is probably going to be working a game tomorrow night too, Scott.
Yeah, there's a shortage of officials, and schools are scrambling, and that's why this game's being played tonight, because they couldn't get officials for tomorrow night.
1st and 10 from their own 41. There's Dieball. Back to pass, short throw, near side. Oh, and he overthrew his man. Tried to get that one. He tried to float that one near to the near side to Wolf, and it's incomplete. That one was intended for Mitchell Wolf at the tight end spot, and it's 2nd down and 10 at the 41-yard line. 6:57 to go, first quarter. No score from Lancaster for Thursday night football. Well, there is another game, and that's an NFL game. The Rams and the Buffalo Bills. Here's a mesh handoff to Alvarado, and he plows through the middle, works his way ahead to about the 45-yard line, and is stopped there for Mauston. Hayden Gillen on the stop. Pickup of 4, third down, 6 yards to go for the Flying Arrows, and they have the football at their own 45-yard line. Dival goes to the sideline to get the next play, and now gets back to the huddle. Under 6.5 minutes to play, first quarter. Lancaster in the fourth quarter in the loss to Prairie du Chien last week had 3 plays and a punt, and that's all they had in the fourth quarter. There's Dival getting ahead of steam, then hung up at the line of scrimmage, and he's only able to get out to the 46-yard line. A couple of defensive bodies got in there and stopped that play cold for Mauston. They had defensive help from Garen Brandt to stop that play. They're getting up to the line of scrimmage right now.
They're going for it, way it looks.
On 4th and 5. They're getting up to the line of scrimmage now on 4th down and 5 yards to go. Line of scrimmage, the 47. Dival now with the long count. Going to run the same play. Now he cuts to the outside, picks up the first down, past the 50-yard line, and upended at the 46. Brandt on the stop. Also defensive help by Espen Swears. But it's a first down for the Lancaster Flying Arrows if they go for it on 4th down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line of Mauston. Dival takes the snap, play action fake, and he rolls out to the right, and there he goes. 35, 25, 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
We got flags on the play.
It's coming back.
It's probably going to be holding, but it was a nice play, nice option. He took it right out of the fullback's hands, and now the hole was wide open.
You saw that burst of speed, Scott.
Yep.
You know, not all quarterbacks have that.
No.
And it comes back, wipe away the TD. Holding Lancaster, and the penalty occurred right at the line of scrimmage. And they'll set the football at the 46 of Lancaster. So first down and about 17. With the line of scrimmage at the 46. 5:11 to go, first quarter. See if we can get caught up on some of the sponsors of the game. You know, we mentioned our color sponsor, Cuba City Family Dental and Keeler Family Dental, where the colors are always bright white without putting your finances in the red. We'll talk about that in a second. There's Dival keeping it himself, and he surges between tackles and gets a couple of yards, but then he gets shoved back. Nothing doing that time.
No, same play, but just to the opposite side. Gets 1 yard out of it.
Killing on the stop, second down and 16 at the 47. Cuba City Family Dental bringing you the colors of the game. Lancaster, the gold pants, blue tops, gold helmets. They got the gold helmets this time. Here's Dival, steps back, throws out to the far side of the field. Oyen with the reception, and he gets tripped up at the 50 and is able to dive ahead to about the 49. That's only going to be a pickup of 4 yards. Third down, 12 coming up for the Arrows in Mauston territory at the 49-yard line. Mauston, blue pants, white tops, blue helmets with some gold trim and blue numerals. Third down and 12 at the 49. Dival, pistol formation, back to pass. Now he loops it out near side. Alvarado with the catch. 40-yard line, picks up a block. Oh, it's a block in the back. Even though he's going to run this in for a touchdown, it's going to be clearly a block in the back. The receiver on the edge on the outside. That was Andrew Taylor trying to get engaged that time, Scott, but he got him in the back.
Yeah, he got it in the back. It was obvious all the way around. He just pushed him in the back. It would have been a first down. Now they're going to bring it back. And the worst part about it is they're still behind the sticks.
Yep. Well, Dival got what he wanted that time, though. He had Alvarado with Taylor out in front and only one defender in the area code. But then when that defender got his shoulders turned, then Taylor hit him in the back.
Yep.
3rd down and 11.
They did gain at least 1 yard out of it.
At the 48-yard line. Now Dival handing off. Now he's going to give it to Alvarado. He cuts back toward the inside, gets spun around, and brought down at the 45-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down. And the punt team will have to come on.
Picked up 3 yards. It'll make it 4th and about 9.
Line of scrimmage, the 45. Dival is in there on this 4th down play. They're lining up in punt formation. But Dival is the up man in the punt formation here. And then Golly punting the football and hits another rocket into the end zone for a touchback. I tell you what, defenses have to be very wary of Dival being the up man in that punt formation.
Yeah, he could run it or pass it. And if they run a guy in motion across like they did there, it'd be hard to defend.
3:08 to play. First quarter, no score. Our sponsors include Les Mack Chevy Buick downtown and Les Mack Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Highway 61 North, Lancaster. Also Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque powering our audio stream. Anderson Weber Toyota, when you are ready. Now here's Link handing off, and at the play that goes through the right side hole, Gallinger in on the stop, and that was the running back, Goodson, on the carry, and he picks up maybe a yard. In fact, he loses about half a yard. It's going to be 2nd down and about 11. Gallinger did a good job of closing up that hole. 2:37 to go, first quarter. 0-0 our score. Link calling out the signals here, and he's got one set back behind him. Turns it on the counter, keeps it now. He's rolling out. Now he'll flip it downfield, and the pass is caught. Nice catch at about the 45-yard line by Brock Massey, their junior wide receiver, and into Lancaster territory at the 46-yard line. And that was a contested catch, and he went up and got it.
That was a good catch. I want to say it was almost 40 yards. And he went up and got it and brought it in as he was getting hit. It was good coverage, but it was just nicely thrown underneath him and out to the side where he could only catch it.
2nd down, make it 1st down and 10 at the 46-yard line. Wide side, near side for Link. Sophomore, left-handed quarterback, handing off now and trying to work to the outside, and getting run down is Gillen. And stepping up and bringing him down is Bryce Golly. 6'1", 195, and a senior with a tackle for loss.
Lost about a yard and a half there. It was a nice penetration by Lancaster and forced him to go wide and could never get upfield.
Our game tonight is being brought to you by Community First Bank, serving you in Boscobel, Fenimore, Lancaster, Livingston, Muscadet, Platteville, and Prairie du Chien. First for you, member FDIC. 2nd down and 12. Back to pass is Link, and he goes down on a delayed blitz that time. Joe Esser came through and snowballed him all the way back at around the 42-yard line. They'll give him generous marking here at the 45.
Good sack, 8-yard sack. Good penetration by Lancaster's team.
A loss back to the 45, and Esser came on a delayed blitz right up the middle. Under a minute to go. In fact, we're down to 37 seconds to play here in the first quarter and no score between the Arrows and the Golden Eagles. Now Link in an obvious passing situation, 3rd down and about 20. And we get movement. Did the Arrows jump offside, or were they enticed? It's going to be a legal procedure. Mauston make it 3rd and 25 back to the 40. Other sponsors for tonight's game. They include Myers Heating and Cooling, servicing Southwest Wisconsin since 1999. Myers Heating and Cooling, where they say, don't worry, we got this. Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team, Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stocco, PAC, provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, experience the difference. 3rd down and 25, back on the 40-yard line. And Mauston, are they going to run another play here, or are they going to let the quarter run out?
I think they're going to let the clock run out
and they
regroup here.
They do. And that's the end of the first quarter. And our score, Lancaster nothing and Mauston nothing. Back with the second quarter after this on 97.7 Country, WGLR and WGLR.com.
Myers Heating and Cooling, 24/7, 365. We're here for you.
97.7 Country, WGLR. Mauston and Lancaster, no score after one quarter. Our game is brought to you by Claire Bank with their 8 locations in Southwest Wisconsin, proudly supporting high school sports. Claire Bank, will they say, we can do that, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender. Also brought to you by Vadra Ag Service, LLC. They sponsor any field goals made in the game. Hey, we had 2 of those last week. See Brady Vadra, your local Beck's Hybrids dealer in Platteville, to help reach your field goals. Second quarter about to begin. It'll be 3rd down and 25 at the 40-yard line for the Mauston Golden Eagles. They'll be in, well, if they don't pick up the first down here, they'll be in punt formation.
Yeah, that first quarter was a pretty good defensive battle. Unfortunately, Lancaster kind of shot themselves in the foot with those 2 penalties that took touchdowns away.
Link back the pass. Pump fake, now throws long, and this is going to be incomplete, almost intercepted. Getting back in coverage with Logan Wolf, the intended receiver on that play was Carver Goodman. It's incomplete, and it's going to bring up 4th down, and the Arrows are going to get their hand back on the football with 11:53 to play till halftime of the Peterson Agency halftime report. Back to receive Brady Oyen. See if he can get his hands on one and return it. Back to punt for Mauston will be Carver Goodman. Again, a one-man protection in front of him, just like Lancaster did moments ago. Goodson gets the snap, kicks it away. Nice high kick, and Oyen takes it at his own 22-yard line. Scrambles, gets it ahead to the 30-yard line, tries to get to the outside, gets outside the numbers and gets spun down and brought down at around the 30-yard line. And special teams tackle by Mauston by Dalton Haynes, senior. 1st and 10, Arrows will have the football.
It was about a 10-yard return. Just couldn't get away from that sprint man, and he finally caught him and tore him down at the 30-yard line.
It'll be 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line for the Arrows. Our game brought to you by People's State Bank. For personal, home, business, and ag loans, visit one of their 20 area locations or visit peoplesfinancial.com, member FDIC. Dive ball, back to pass. Now throws out to the far side of the field and nobody's home. Overthrew the intended receiver on the far side of the field, and that was Andrew Taylor, bringing up 2nd down and 10 at the 30.
I think I've seen Lancaster throw more passes in the first quarter than I did when I was coaching.
They didn't throw a whole lot, that's for darn sure. That kind of morphed a little bit with the modern wishbone. There's Dival, picks his way through, 35-yard line, 40-yard line, breaks a couple of tackles there, 45, 50, down the sideline, 40, and driven out of bounds at the 37-yard line. On the stop for Mauston, coming from behind and making the tackle was Dylan Hanks. Nice run by Dival to get it into Mauston territory at the 32.
38-yard run.
So now 2 receivers to the far side. In the slot is Oyen. And here's Diebold. Waiting for the snap. Now he'll get a head of steam going, and he runs right up the middle between the tackles and plows his way ahead to about the 25-yard line. And on the stop for Mauston is Hayden Gillen. Keep in mind, that's 6 foot, 215 pounds of all rock coming right at you when Diebold gets the head of steam. A gain of 7. Second down and 3 yards to go at the 25 for Lancaster. Diebold once again works his way around tacklers, gets to the 20-yard line, cuts to the outside to the 15, to the sideline. Scamps around one defender, but he's out of bounds. He stepped out of bounds at about the 8-yard line and picks up a first down. A pickup of 17. It'll be first and goal at the 8-yard line for Lancaster in the Bitech green zone. You know it as the red zone. We call it the green zone. Bitech Resource Management of Monroe, a greener way. 10:48 to play. Arrows knocking on the doorstep. Receivers left and right for Diebold. Jacob then will feed, and on a reverse and lost yardage that time. Getting drilled is Max Bedward. We were told we'd see Bedward in there at the time, but he gets brought down for a loss back at the 15. They lose 7 yards on that inside and around. It'll be second and goal back at the 15. 8, make it 10:20 to go till halftime. Now 2 receivers to the right side, one of which is Taylor Williams. Now here's Diebold breaking free to the outside and spins his way inside the 5 and brought down just short of the goal line at the 1. A 14-yard run for Diebold as he ran to the right and then curled back toward the inside. And a third down and 1. Third down and goal at the 1 for Diebold and the Arrows. 10 minutes to go. Second quarter, no score. Andrew Taylor splits out to the left. Oyen, slot receiver to the right. And Diebold waiting for the snap from the pistol formation. Takes it, waits for blocks, and gets into the end zone. Left side, touchdown. 1-yard touchdown run by Diebold. And for the Lancaster Flying Arrows, that is a Southwest Asphalt Sealing and Striping touchdown. Called Jeff for crack and asphalt sealing and striping needs. And of course, we've had some first downs for the Arrows, and those are Happy Joe's of Lancaster and Galena. First downs for the Arrows so far tonight. They're going to go for 2 because they don't have their kicker here tonight. And here's Diebold taking the snap and running it in from the right side for the 2-point extra point. Diebold made it look very easy. It's 8-0 Lancaster, 9:48 to play. Second quarter. We are back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and WGLR.com. 7 plays, 70 yards, that drive for the Lancaster Flying Arrows. Diveall, a 1-yard touchdown run, and Diveall with a 2-point extra point running it in. 8-0 Lancaster. 9:48 to play till halftime, and here's the kickoff by Golly. It's going to take a bounce at around the 20-yard line, take a left turn, and go out of bounds. So Mauston will get good field position out of this. Lancaster without their kicker, at least for now. Michael Murphy is involved playing soccer. And he said that once he gets done with that, he's going to try to get over here and try to kick in the game if there's time permitting. But they don't have Murphy, and that's why Golly, who's doing the punting, is also doing some of the kicking, at least the kickoffs. So now Mauston will take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line after the kickoff went out of bounds. 8-0, the Arrows lead on the Diveall touchdown run. Check that's at the 40-yard line to start, not the 35. So good field position for the Mauston Golden Eagles for their second possession unofficially of the second quarter. They ran 1 play in that second quarter, and that was a punt. Here's Link calling out the signals from the pistol formation. Got a man going in motion, and then Link is going to keep it on the option. Now he'll toss it out, and running to the right and getting to the edge, and then being angled out of bounds is Brady Baldwin. He'll pick up a couple of yards ahead to about the 42-yard line. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. The Arrows converge quickly on that. Good pursuit.
They really strung it out and got out there and gave them no place to run.
2nd down, 8 yards to go for the Golden Eagles at their own 42. 9:41 to play till halftime. 8-0, Lancaster leads. How about this? Full moon rising out in the distance. Back to pass. Link throws it short, and the pass nearly intercepted. Gildersleeve almost had an INT as that ball ricocheted off of Carver Goodman and right into, or at least almost into the hands of Gildersleeve, and he would have had 6.
Yeah, his head was down as he was defending. If it would have been up, he could have probably seen the ball and caught it, and he had a clear shot to the end zone.
Brandon Gildersleeve saw significant time last year as a freshman as a defensive back. Boy, that full moon is rising up off to my right here. What a beautiful sight here on a September night. 3rd and 8 at the 42 for Mauston. Pistol for Link. Link takes it. Back to pass. Now he's in trouble. And down he goes. Sacked back around the 30-yard line.
And we got a penalty. This might go against Lancaster.
I think that was Esser who got to him. Sacked back to the 32. Sort it all out. Second time that Link has been sacked. And if this holds up, it would be the second sack of the game for Esser. Official says, ooh, personal foul, Lancaster. And this will move the football from the 32 to the 47. Arrows now changing up some defenders. Jackson Van Netta set to come in, and also Devin Tiedrick. Penalty puts the ball at the 47-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Mauston Golden Eagles.
No 1st down yet. They got 2 yards.
3rd and 2.
3rd and 2.
3rd and 2 at the 47. They got to reach just short of the 50 to pick up the 1st down. Pistol and an inside handoff. Goodson got the 1st down as he's able to carve out a few extra yards past the 50 to the 48-yard line. He picks up 4 yards. 1st down and 10 at the 48-yard line for Mauston. 9 minutes to go till halftime. We'll have the Peterson Agency halftime report coming up. 8-0, Lancaster leads over Mauston. Lancaster with their touchdown by Jacob Diveall, a 1-yard touchdown run early here in the second quarter, plus a 2-point conversion by Diveall. Pistol for Link. Takes the snap, looking off to his right. And he throws a dart downfield, and it is
incomplete.
Hot. No, it's incomplete, as Scott said. Oh, a nice try to dive for that football by Alex Sir. Thought maybe for a second he was able to haul that in at around the 25-yard line. Instead, it's an incomplete pass, and it's 2nd down and 10 at the 48.
That went through his hands as he was going down, but he had to step on the Lancaster defender, and if he would have caught it, he wouldn't have scored. He still would have fell down, but it would have been a nice gain.
2nd down, 10. Line of scrimmage, the 48 for Mauston. 8:31 to play. 2nd quarter. Right side, near side for Mauston. And quarterback Tyler Link takes the snap and handing off, trying to work his way outside and being brought down for a loss. Gallinger chased down the ball carrier, Garen Brandt, for a loss back to the 48. It's a loss of 3. 3rd down, 13 coming up. Gallinger, great pursuit. Coming up on 8 minutes to play till halftime. 8-0. Lancaster leading Mauston. I gotta believe some other SWC conference teams and coaches are here tonight to get a good look at Lancaster, if they have them on their schedule coming up. Here's Link out of the pistol. Now he'll scramble off to his left. Throws short, incomplete. I don't think he even intended to complete that one. He threw it short toward Brock Massey, but under duress, bailed out to bring up 4th down. Oyen will be back to receive.
Yeah, playing the Thursday night games reminds me of my first few years in Belmont when we used to play a fair game on Thursday nights.
I remember those, Scott.
Everybody can come and scout you.
Oh yeah. And that was kind of the crown jewel of the Belmont School Fair weekend, was that Thursday night football game.
Yep.
Now, here is Carver Goodman back to punt. And back to receive around his own 15-yard line is Oyen. Good snap, kicks it away, and a high punt that's angled toward the sideline and then fielded inbounds by Oyen. Penalty flag comes flying out. Oyen gets trapped and he's brought down at the 15-yard line.
No, that was just a beanbag, the marker where he caught it. He didn't end up picking up 5 yards on the return.
Well, that's only a return out to about the 15. So my mistake, I thought that was a penalty flag flying out. Instead, a beanbag to indicate where the return began. It'll be 1st and 15, rather 1st and 10 for the Arrows at their own 15. And now, timeout was called. Okay, timeout called by Mauston. 7:27 to play till halftime. Back after this 8-0 Lancaster on 97.7 Country, WGLR. All right, timeout 1. All right. Oh, come on, don't snap it just yet. Come on, hold it up a little bit. Dive ball back to pass. Pass intercepted. And running back with it here. And Mauston coming up with a football. That's Garen Brandt. And he is brought down inside the 10-yard line. We got a penalty flag coming out. But it looks like this is going to be a Lancaster turnover as they snap the football just as we were getting ready to come back from the break. And Brandt intercepted the floating pass and brought it back to around the 10-yard line. Now we'll see what the penalty flag is all about.
I think it's going to go against Lancaster. Might have been face mask, but in all sense, Diebold was hit as he was throwing it. That made the pass flutter and came up short.
Personal foul on Mauston, face mask penalty, so this will push this back a bit. But again, second week in a row in which there has been a second quarter turnover by the Arrows. And the Arrows had two of them last week. One was a scoop and score, touchdown by Prairie du Chien, and the other was a fumble on the very next play after the kickoff. This will put the football back at the 26-yard line. First and 10 at the 26 for Mauston. Here's Link with a man going in motion, and now a penalty flag comes flying out. They were going to run a little inside screen to Goodman.
And we got a legal procedure before the start of the play, so it's called dead.
So it'll be first and 15 back to the 31-yard line, so the Arrows catch a break there. But again, a turnover and an inopportune time for Lancaster. 7:17 to play. Second quarter. Arrows lead 8-0. Golden Eagles break huddle. Sir, the receiver off to the right, and to the left is Brock Massey. Link, back to pass. Pump fake now. Now he hangs on to the football, and he gets drilled. And down he goes near the 40-yard line. And it's Paxton Henke who smothered him. And a loss back to the 38. Second down and 22. After the sack, the third sack of the ball game by Lancaster. That time, Link simply hung onto the ball too long.
Yeah, he did. He double pumped it and then brought it back down, and by that, the rush was in there, and he had no place to go.
Second and 22 from the 38 now. They've been going backwards. Link went to the sideline to get his play. 6.5 minutes remaining till halftime. Lancaster 8, Mauston nothing. Lancaster's score coming on a Jacob Diebold touchdown run of a yard. Plus he added the 2-point extra point. Back to pass, Link, deep drop, throws short, and the pass is intercepted by the Arrows, and going down immediately with it is Esser. At the 33-yard line. So there is your first Mauston turnover. And when it comes to turnovers are brought to you by Lancaster Dental Associates and Fenimore Smiles. A caring approach with 2 locations to better serve you. Lancaster Dental Associates. Esser with the INT. First and 10, Lancaster. And they have the football at their own 33-yard line with 6:15 to play in the second quarter. And we have penalty flags on the snap of the football, and it's going to be a legal procedure on Lancaster.
Again, penalties hurt when you get behind the sticks. It's hard to make that up, especially in high school.
Scott, we hear it spoken about these penalties, illegal procedure or false start. I'm hearing some say there's no such thing as a false start in high school football. Well, of course there is. It's called illegal procedure. So, you know, it's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. You're not supposed to move before the snap of the football.
Yep.
First and 15, back to the 28 for the Arrows. Now we've got another penalty flag.
It's going to go against Lancaster again.
Hey, these are the things that just drive coaches crazy because it's a pre-snap penalty. It's not in the the block in the back penalty, that was an action. That was that was when the defender simply turned around and created that. But here it's a pre-snap penalty. Nothing's going on. There's no movement to create that. So, first and 20. Diebold now. Here's a little flip pass over the middle. Alvarado 45-yard line, and brought down inside Mauston territory at the 49-yard line. That was a little running jump pass by Dival and a first down for the Flying Arrows. And Happy Joe's of Lancaster and Galena, first down. Nicely done by Dival. Now Dival from the pistol. And is going to keep it on the option himself. Cuts back to the inside, 40-yard line. Still on his feet to the 35. Still on his feet, 25-yard line. And run down inside the 20 to the 17-yard line. Dival simply would not go down. And he's inside the green zone. Dival with a 32-yard run. 5:26 remaining till halftime. Inside the green zone, brought to you by Bitech Resource Management. Dival keeps it himself, runs between the tackles, and forges ahead down to about the 12-yard line. A 5-yard pickup. Second down and 5 yards to go. You know, in some respects, Scott, Dival reminds me a little bit like Blake Martin playing for Southwestern back in 2007. He's like another tailback back there at the quarterback position.
Yes, he is.
Here's Dival taking himself and breaks off to the right. And he's spun down inside the 10, down to about the 8. Very close to a first down. Third down and a yard. So a good down for the Arrows here. A 3rd and 1 at the 8 with 4:35 remaining till halftime, leading 8-0. You're not going to be able to take down Dival just on your own. You're going to need some help.
Yes.
And it's not off to the edge. You're going to have to do it straight on. Now, here's Dival on the quarterback draw. Dival goes off to the right-hand side and into the end zone. Touchdown, Lancaster. 8-yard touchdown run by Dival. It is now 14-0. Lancaster with the extra point coming up. That is a Southwest Asphalt and Sealing and Striping touchdown called Jeff for crack and asphalt sealing and striping needs. Lancaster again looks like they will go for two. No, they're going to kick the extra point. And Murphy is here. Murphy has arrived. And Murphy is going to try to kick the extra point with Nolan Wolf holding. That must have been a rush job to get the pads on. Here's the snap down, the kick on the way. It's up and good. 4:15 to play till halftime. Lancaster 15. Mauston nothing. Back after this on 97.7 Country, WGLR and WGLR.com. All right.
Same-day crowns, veneers, teeth whitening, and more. Make your appointment and see why people in the Tri-States can't say enough good stuff about the staff at Cuba City Family Dental. Call us at 608-744-2111.
God, help us to be instruments of your healing. Let our hands be your hands. Let the kindness of our word reflect yours. Let the work we do bring your hope and life into the world around us. Teach us, God. Teach us so that we are one of healing, of body, mind, and spirit. Show us how to open ourselves to receive your hope. Encourage us to extend your healing power through our actions toward others. A message of hope from Fenimore Stitzer, United Methodist Church. In game 4. For the Golden Eagles, 51.
5 plays, 67 yards in 2 minutes. That drive by the Lancaster Flying Arrows. They score to make it 15-0. And now here's the kickoff by Murphy. Bouncing ball picked up at the 15-yard line. And then bouncing off a couple of tacklers, working his way past the 20, and then dragged down at the 27-yard line. On the return is Dylan Hanks for Mauston.
Well, 16 yards. You know, again, the penalties in this game have really hurt both teams. Mauston got that interception. It was inside the green zone. They got that personal foul that moved them back, and then they ended up throwing that interception. So how quickly things can change.
Good point about that being set up by a turnover. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line for the Mauston Golden Eagles, trailing now 15-0. Here's Link. Pistol formation, turning and handing it off to Goodson, and he is wrapped up, and penalty flag comes out. This is going to be a tackle for loss, but was there a face mask penalty thrown in there? That might have been what the flag was about, Scott.
It's
you see
either
that
a
happen
face
a lot.
mask or a hold, because actually the flag was thrown in front of the runner.
Let's see what the officials say. Personal foul, face mask, Lancaster, so they'll get
15.
Yardage out of this. Is it a 5 or is it a 15? It'll be a 15. It'll be first down and 10 at the 43-yard line by my calculation. Well, they put it at the 40. 12-yard penalty. Link from the pistol. Takes the snap. Back the pass. Rushes on, and he goes down. Galley got to him and ripped him down at the 32. Bryce Galley with the sack, the 4th of the ball game for the Arrows. Loss of 8. Second down and 18, back to the 32. Clock running. 3:27 to play till halftime. The Arrows are leading 15-0.
I think Lancaster defense has settled down a little bit and got used to what Mauston's trying to do and stepped up the game.
Light full effect here, the full moon full effect here at Lancaster. Second down and 18, back to pass is Link, looking off to his right, throws behind his intended receiver, and a big collision over there on the far side of the field. Is that a catch?
It's a catch.
Wow.
But he lost a yard.
That was Brady Baldwin with, I gotta believe he caught that ball with one hand tucked behind his rear end, and then he got brought down immediately. And it's gonna be third down and 19. Loss of a yard on that catch back to the 31. I thought that ball was behind him and too low. Under 2.5 minutes to play till halftime. Third down and 18 for Mauston. Back to pass. Link, he's being chased, and he throws incomplete around the 40-yard line toward Massey.
Again, he got flushed out of the pocket and was being chased down, and his throw ends up coming up really short.
And by throwing it short like that, Scott, that stops the clock.
Yep.
And the Arrows are going to get back, and last week they executed the 2-minute drill to perfection and scored in the final minute of the first half after giving up those 2 touchdowns on turnovers. So they got right back into the ball game. Now here's Goodman, back to punt. Inside his own, well, right around his own 20-yard line. Oyen back to receive it around his own 30. Good snap. Kick. Line drive kick. Going to bounce at the 40. And right to Oyen. He's got it at the 30-yard line. Cut to his left to the 35. Penalty flag comes out. This is going to be a block in the back and indicating, what did I do? What did I just do? Wyatt Mensch is saying, I didn't mean to hit anybody in the back. He's got his arms raised. In fact, Jordan Rolland is out on the field now saying, how can you call a block in the back there? Easy. Hit him in the back.
Hit him in the back. I don't know if it's going to be called hit in the or blocking in the back or maybe a hold. It looked more like a hold to me.
Well, what the officials say officially. Personal foul, holding, Lancaster. So what was going to be decent field position ends up being a penalty.
15 yards, and I think he settled a crackback block.
It'll be first and 10, Lancaster. And they'll have the football at the 24-yard line with 2:07 to play till halftime. The crackback block. The Washington Redskins back in the 70s kind of perfected that. They do that with one of their receivers. You just run a few yards downfield, and then you use your backside to crash into a would-be defender. First and 10 from the 24. Dive ball takes the snap. Play action. Back to pass. Pump fake. Now he's in trouble. And the pocket collapses on him, and he's brought down.
Yeah, I just held on to it a little too long, waiting for his receiver to get free. And by that, the pocket collapsed and was brought down.
Carver Goodman brought him down at the 23. Loss of a yard. 2nd down and 11. Clock running. 1:36 to play till halftime. Lancaster has all 3 of their timeouts. Mauston has 2 remaining. Receivers left and right, back to pass Dival. Now pump, and now he throws down toward Oyen, and Oyen makes a great catch. That pass was a little bit behind him, and he adjusted, and he brought it down at the 50-yard line despite the coverage of Brock Massey. 1st and 10 at midfield. I'll stop the clock to set the chains. 1:14 to play. Now here's Dival running up the middle. 45, 40, and brought down with an ankle pick at about the 35-yard line, but a penalty flag.
We got a penalty flag.
And it's at the line of scrimmage, too. That was a nice run by Dival, but it's probably going to go for naught. Holding, Lancaster, push him back.
Holding against the Arrows.
It was 1st and 10 at the 50. Will now turn into 1st and 20 at the 40. Actually, it'll be 1st and 10 at the
41.
At the 41-yard line. 1st and closer to 19. Dival taking the snap. Now he's running with the football past the 45-yard line. Digs his way past midfield, and they finally surround him and get him down at the 48-yard line, and Lancaster calls a timeout.
Nice run there.
52 seconds remaining in the quarter. 15-0 Lancaster. Back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR.
Receiving an inheritance? Give Ben a call. Member SIPC. Located by Nutrition World on Highways 80 and 81 in Platteville.
So you decided to live a healthier lifestyle. You try to stay more active, you watch what you eat, and you take your vitamins daily. But what about your water? LB Labs can test your water for contaminants and make sure your family is only drinking pure and healthy water. They test drinking and well water for homes, businesses, and
Second down and 9 for Lancaster at the 49-yard line of Mauston. 52 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Now here's Wolf in at quarterback, and he'll toss it out to Dival. Dival off to the edge, gets to the outside of the numbers. He's to the 40, to the 35-yard line, and upended inside the 30. It was Wolf at quarterback, and he flipped it out to Dival in the backfield.
Nice play, but it's going to come back. There's another flag on the play.
Where's the flag? Okay, now I see it. Okay. I have a recurring problem seeing flags. I just don't see them. There's a block in the back. Lancaster. This occurred at about the 40-yard line. Bring that play back. It'll be 2nd down and long. That'll put it back to the 48 of Lancaster. 2nd down and 11. 43.6 seconds to play till halftime. 15-0 Lancaster. Arrows have 2 timeouts remaining. Now Wolf once again tosses out to Dival. Now he's going to throw it. Throw it long downfield, and it's incomplete.
Incomplete.
It was intended for Mitchell Wolf, but that one hung up there kind of too long and hard to adjust. That time it was Wolf again taking the pistol formation snap, and he tossed it out to Dival, who then heaved it downfield.
I think if his receiver would have slowed down a little bit and came back for the ball, he would have beat his defender, and he probably could have got a shorter pass to him.
3rd down 11 at the 48. Wolf staying in, playing in the quarterback position with Dival as the setback. flanked off to the right. Wolf now takes the snap. On the option, now keeps it. 50-yard line, 45, 40, down the middle of the field. Now he cuts to the outside, 30-yard line. He to the 25, to the 20, down the sideline, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. It's coming back, though. Another penalty flag is down and around the 45-yard line. My goodness. And now the official is throwing another flag. He flipped his hat off to indicate another foul and then another penalty flag.
We're going to have holding and then a dead ball foul with the coaches, personal foul, 15 yards.
That's what I can speculate here, Scott. The official, he literally ripped his cap off to indicate another foul and then threw the penalty flag. So that's all dead ball. So there's no touchdown. The two officials are discussing it at about the 45-yard line. We have 19.2 seconds to go till halftime. Lancaster leading 15-0. They're still discussing. So I gotta believe it's going to be a block to the back and then an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the Lancaster bench. That's my guess.
Yep.
All right, we're going to get the indication here. First off, going to pick up the laundry and the cap.
They'll mark the 10 off first, and then after the dead ball foul, they'll mark off again.
Mm-hmm. They'll mark them off in the order in which the fouls occurred. All right. Here's the indication. It is, illegal block, personal foul, Mauston, dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct, Lancaster. So my guess then, Scott, is the Lancaster fouls are enforceable. The Mauston foul is not.
It's just going to end up being the holding penalty.
Don't they mark off the unsportsmanlike too?
Yep.
Okay, now they marked off the holding penalty.
Well, I
was sending the ball down at the 34. Lancaster now, Mauston's going to take a timeout.
Here's what happened. The offensive hold and the Mauston personal foul offset. So they only marked off the dead ball foul against the Lancaster coaches.
Yep, very good. Very good. So all in all, it puts the football back at the 34-yard line. Mauston called a timeout with 19.2 seconds to play. It'll be third down and really long. Lancaster has to reach the 40 of Mauston. So it's going to be third down and 26. Not fourth and 26.
No, it would be third down.
Yeah, third down and 26. If it's fourth down and 26, if you're the Green Bay Packers, you give that up on a fluky play to the Philadelphia Eagles and make you lose in a playoff game.
That's right.
Do I sound bitter?
Yeah.
Never get over that. That was from 2003. Third down, 26 from the 34 for the Flying Arrows. And Dival now in the quarterback position. Is the four receivers set to the left?
I could see a special play called a flea flicker.
Here we go. Dival, fake inside, then runs with the football. 40, 45-yard line, 50, near sideline, 40-yard line, and angled out of bounds inside right at the 40-yard line. So it's going to make it into a first down for the Arrows. So on third and 26, he needed 26. He picked up 26. First down, Lancaster, with 12.4 seconds to play till halftime. Wow, what a run by Dival. They get up to the line of scrimmage quickly. Dival takes the snap, rolling to his right. 35-yard line, 30, cuts back toward the inside now. He's to the 20, to the 15, and brought down at the 5-yard line with 3.4 seconds to play. Clock will stop because of a first down. Lancaster could call a timeout here. I think they will.
Yep.
Yes, they call a timeout with 3.4 seconds to play, and they'll have the football at the 3-yard line, first and goal, inside the Bitech Resource Management green zone.
Another 36-yard run for a first down with about 3 seconds left, so they got to make this play count.
Well, I got to believe that you just set up dive ball in that pistol formation, and then you tell him you run where you see the hole.
That's what I would do, but on the other hand, if they have a pretty good field goal kicker, 3 points is better than none. And that would put them up 18. That's 3 scores.
Alvarado's out there with Oyen. And he's also got Taylor Williams. So they're going to, well, let's see now. It's almost like a swinging gate formation, but they don't have a holder out there. So Dival with 2 to the left and a swinging gate. Dival takes the snap. Nope. Let's hold the phone. Illegal procedure. Lancaster. This will push it back.
Yep. Now it's going to make it.
So it'll be first and goal at the 8. Would they consider a field goal now? I see Nolan Wolf out there. He's a holder. And yes, Murphy is out there, and he is about to attempt a 25-yard field goal from the near hash with 2.4 seconds left till halftime. The lines are down. Snap down, the kick all the way, and it is good. As time expires in the first half. And for the second week in a row, we get to talk about Brady Vondra. Brady Vondra at Vondra Ag Service, LLC. See Brady Vondra, your local Beck's hybrid dealer in Platteville, to help you reach your field goals. 25-yard field goal, courtesy of Murphy, Michael Murphy, with the 3-pointer. And it's Lancaster 18, Mauston nothing. Coming up next, the Peterson Agency halftime report on 97.7 Country, WGLR, and WGLR.com.
Finally here, Over the Edge, the fundraising event for United Way of Dubuque Area Tri-State. Friday, September 9th at Midwest One Bank in downtown Dubuque. More than 75 of your friends and neighbors will rappel from 12 stories high all the way down to Main Street. Come watch this thrilling event. We'll have music, food trucks, a gelato truck, and Dubuque serving drinks at our ground party. Admission is free and everyone is welcome. Learn more on the United Way of Dubuque Area Tri-State's Facebook page.
Tune in to the Southwest Tech Agriculture Farm Show with Bob Mittendorf weekday mornings from 5 to 6 a.m. Bob Mittendorf is the premier agriculture voice in the tri-state area, and he's teamed up with Southwest Tech to give you the latest agricultural news, markets, and a whole lot more. So don't miss the Southwest Tech Agriculture Farm Show with Bob Mittendorf right here on 97.7 Country and WGLR.com. Southwest Tech, this is where you belong.
Every one of us walks a path, the path to our future. Alliant Energy's Clean Energy Blueprint is a cleaner path forward, a thoughtful transition to more renewable energy, starting with solar. Why solar? Well, because it makes sense. Solar technology has improved while the cost has gone way down, keeping energy affordable and reliable for everyone. I like the sound of that. See how Alliant Energy is powering beyond with its Clean Energy Blueprint at alliantenergy.com/powering what's next.
Halftime, 3 minutes.
.97.7 Country, WGLR FM Lancaster, and WGLR.com. Welcome to the Peterson Agency Halftime Report, presented by the Peterson Agency. In Argyle, where your West Bend Mutual and Hastings Mutual Insurance agent, Brian Peterson, specializes in farm, home, auto, and umbrella policies. Shoebox scoreboard updates. Earlier today, the Brewers won Game 1 of their doubleheader with San Francisco, 2-1. Game 2, the Brewers lead 3-0. That game now in the top of the 6th inning at American Family Field. It's a doubleheader that's going on. And there's some more Thursday night football. NFL action, the Buffalo Bills lead the defending Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams 10-0. That is in the second quarter. Those are your Shoebox scoreboard updates presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Here, it is Lancaster 18, Mauston nothing. Here's a recap of the first half. No scoring in the first quarter. Then in the second quarter, the Lancaster Flying Arrows finally got something going. A seven-play, 70-yard touchdown drive. Jacob Dival, a 1-yard touchdown run, and Dival with the run for the 2-point extra point. They went for 2 because the fact of the matter was Michael Murphy wasn't available. He was in transit from soccer. So they went for 2 instead, and Dival ran it in for the 2-point extra point. 9:48 to go till halftime, and Lancaster up 8-0. Mauston, a bit of a drive, and then they punt the football. Lancaster has it right back, but Lancaster turned it over on an interception. Mauston getting it back. They turn it over on a Joe Esser interception for Lancaster, and so with 6:15 to go till halftime, Lancaster got on a 5-play, 67-yard touchdown drive in 2 minutes. Dival, an 8-yard touchdown run. Murphy arrived in time to kick the extra point to make it 15-0 with 4:15 to play till halftime. Mauston with the football, couldn't do anything with it. They punt the football. Lancaster takes over at their own 24-yard line, and despite a couple of penalties that had pushed them back, they went the distance on a drive that took them all the way down to the 8-yard line. Actually, they got down to with a 3, but an illegal procedure penalty with just 2.4 seconds remaining put them back to the 8-yard line. So Murphy came on and kicked a 25-yard field goal on the final play of the first half, giving Lancaster an 18-0 lead here at the break. Peterson Agency halftime report presented by the Peterson Agency. In Argyle, your West Bend Mutual and Hastings Mutual Insurance agent, Brian Peterson, specializes in farm, home, auto, and umbrella policies. Our football game tonight is being brought to you by Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team. Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stilko, PAC, provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, experience the difference. Clare Bank with 8 locations in southwest Wisconsin, proudly supporting high school sports. Clare Bank, where they say, we can do that, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender. Also being brought to you tonight by Lancaster Auto Body. They've been serving the Lancaster area since 1960 for certified collision repair, detailing, spray-in bed liners, PPG, lifetime paint warranty, washing and waxing, and more. That's Lancaster Auto Body, where we meet by accident. Farmers Family Dental, Dr. Wade Farmer offers facial aesthetic services as well as all of your dental needs for big city dentistry with a hometown feel. Contact Farmers Family Dental of Lancaster. D&D Electric of Lancaster, specializing in industrial wiring, maintenance, install, and control. Flying Arrow Proud, that's D&D Electric of Lancaster. Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialists in Lancaster. The pros at Brian's get the job done right for unexpected dings or major repair projects. That's Brian's Auto Body and Paint, Lancaster. H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. Call Safety Joe today at H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, serving you in Fenimore, Lancaster, and Boscobel. H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, serving Southwest Wisconsin 24/7 since 1958. Scott, you got some numbers for us, or you need a little more time to tabulate everything?
Just a little bit more time.
All right. Well, we'll give you some more time. Time is always very valuable, and we'll give that to you. Football being brought to you tonight by Hodsey Service and Towing of Montford, your trusted friend for service and towing. Hodsey Service and Towing, better equipped to better serve. West End Salvage of Lancaster. See Junkyard Joe Krantz and the West End Salvage team for recycling. West End Salvage, they handle construction and demolition waste too. That's West End Salvage of Lancaster. And Mound City Bank's total line of credit, allowing you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop in to Mound City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at moundcitybank.com. I'm Mark Evenstad with Scott Toltzman from the Wolf Construction broadcast booth. Our coverage of high school sports tonight, courtesy of Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank. Our coverage of high school sports also presented by Wolf Construction and Myers Heating and Cooling. From the Wolf Construction broadcast booth, Mark Evenstad and Scott Toltzman here on the Peterson Agency halftime report. 18-0 Lancaster leads Mauston. What do you got for us, Scott?
Okay, here are some team stats for Lancaster first. I have 8 first downs, rushing, 19 rushes for 212 yards, passing, 2 for 11 and 1 interception for 61 yards. The unfortunate is the penalties. Lancaster has had 13 for 95 yards. For Mauston, rushing, 11 rushes for a -4 yards. Passing, 5 for 14 with 1 interception and 33 yards. First downs, 4. And penalties, 4 for 20. But when you look at the series, both teams had 6 series each in the game so far. But it's Lancaster who has made the most out of the big chunk plays. They have had several big plays. When you want to look at it, they've had a rush for a 38 and a 28, 26, and a 36, all by D-Ball. He is your leading rusher. I haven't added his stats up yet, but he's well over 120 yards for sure. For Mauston, though, their big plays came early. And it was the first couple pass plays. One went for 12 and one went for 15. And after that, it kind of slowed down a little bit. So, no, I guess I did make a mistake. Mauston has 73 yards passing, not 33. Sorry. So those are your team stats right now. Again, I don't have individual stats, but those are the teams.
18-0, Lancaster leads Mauston. This is the Peterson Agency halftime report presented by the Peterson Agency in Argyle, where your West Bend Mutual and Hastings Mutual Insurance agent Brian Peterson specializes in farm, home, auto, and umbrella policies. Second half is next on 97.7 Country WGLR and WGLR.com. 97.7 Country, WGLR, and WGLR.com. Halftime coming to a close with Lancaster leading Mauston 18-0. Lancaster will receive the second half kickoff, so they'll look to try to extend that lead. Mauston looking to come up with a solution to slow down Jacob Dival. He had been running all over the place for the Lancaster Flying Arrows tonight, and case in point was Lancaster being pushed back to their own 24-yard line. They faced a 3rd and 26, and Dival was able to run for a first down, keep a drive alive, and that set up a 25-yard field goal by Michael Murphy to close out the first half. And the second half, Boston will look to try to slow that down and try to get back into the football game. They need at least one score to make that happen. Beautiful full moon tonight over Lancaster High School. Mark Evenstad with Scott Tolzman from the Wolf Construction broadcast booth. Our game tonight is being brought to you by Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team. Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stilko, PhD, provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, experience the difference. Well, it is Thursday. We have more high school football action coming up tomorrow. Let me see if we can get the lineup for tomorrow, get that out. We can tell you that Platteville will be playing at Broadhead, Judah tomorrow night. We'll have that game on Extreme 1071 The X and X1071.com. It's going to be Blackhawk Warren at Cuba City. We'll have that game tomorrow night on Super Hits 106 and superhits106.com. That's our game coming up tomorrow. And River Ridge at Fenimore. We'll have that game tomorrow evening here on 97.7 Country, WGLR. That's the football schedule that's coming up for tomorrow. And, of course, Wisconsin Badger football coming up Saturday against Washington State. Sunday, Green Bay Packer football. The Packers open up their season on the road at Minnesota to take on the Vikings. Pre-game at 1 o'clock and the game time at 3:25 on 97.7 Country, WGLR. And, of course, the Badger football game at 2:30 on 97.7 Country, WGLR. Second half will get underway here in just a moment.
Favorite time of the year.
Here it is, Scott. After tonight, week 4 in the books, and then when we get to halftime of the games next week, that is the exact halfway point of the regular season, believe it or not, just like that.
Yeah, it goes by quick. I coached 36 years, and it seemed like you just start practice, and the next thing you know, you're in the week 8, week 9, and the season's almost over with. So you got to cherish every minute you can, and it's really important for these kids who've worked hard to get as many games as possible.
Well, you want those 9 in the regular season, but you hope then to qualify for the postseason and tack on some more.
Yeah, and make that deep run into late October, early November. It's a special time of the year, and there's a lot of coaches that, when you look at the Hall of Fame coaches, and some never even have tasted that chance to get to the state tournament.
It'll be Lancaster getting ready to receive. Brennan Gildersleeve is one return man. Also back to receive is Logan Wolf. They will be short, and then Jacob Dival will set up around his own 5-yard line, and up front will be Colby Lowell. So this poses a bit of a quandary for kicking teams, who to kick to, who to kick toward. If you kick it away from Dival, you run the risk of kicking it out of bounds, giving Lancaster good field position. If you kick it to one of the short men, then they're going to have good field position, just fielding the ball. And if you kick it to Dival, he's a threat to run it all the way. So your best bet is to kick the ball out of the end zone. Jackson Whitney, a senior, will be kicking off for Mauston. He hadn't had a chance to swing his leg tonight because Mauston hasn't scored. He'll be kicking off from right to left. Here's the kick. He's just going to squib it onto the ground. And picked up by Lull. Lull gives himself up at the 33-yard line. That's where Lancaster will start. Well, that's the concession you have to make. 1st and 10, Arrows at their own 33 to start the second half. What does Jacob Dival have in his bag of tricks?
Just a little update. I did a quick addition of his runs, and unofficially I got him at 209 yards rushing.
Dival, pistol formation. Alvarado is in there as the setback. Takes the snap, hands it off to Alvarado, and he is able to surge through past the 35 to the 36-yard line and a pickup of 3. Tackle was made by Mauston and by Nick Erler, senior. Second down, 7 yards to go at the 36 for Lancaster. Here's Oyen coming in motion, and then the give is to Alvarado, right straight up the middle, past the 50-yard line, still on his feet, 40-yard line, into Mauston territory, and he's driven out of bounds at the 35. It's a 1st and 10 for the Arrows. Another Happy Joe's of Lancaster and Galena. First down for Lancaster. They'll mark him out at the 34-yard line. Alvarado, 5'7", 175. Let me bring up something here, Scott, after this play. Here's Oyen in motion. He's going to get the football in motion. He gives up some yardage to the 40 and then pins off of a tackle to the 30-yard line. Still on his feet inside the 25 and finally brought down at the 23. That is a pickup of 11 yards. And another Happy Joe's of Lancaster and Galena. First down. Scott, we saw a banger a few years ago with the big offensive line and the little scat backs at the state tournament several years ago.
Yep.
There's Dival taking the snap from center, works his way to the left. He's got a little bit of a seam. Now he cuts that to the outside, to the 15, to the 10, stays in bounds, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Lancaster. 23-yard touchdown run by Jacob Dival. And that is a Southwest Asphalt Sealing and Striping touchdown. Call Jeff for crack and asphalt sealing and striping needs. Dival, a 23-yard touchdown run. That makes the score 25-0 Lancaster. Swinging gate formation. Michael Murphy to try the extra point. Nolan Wolf holding. The long snapper is Ryan McCartney. Low snap, picked up, and then the kick on the way. It's up and good. 26-0 Lancaster. We're going to keep it here. Scott, I was mentioning about Banger with those little backs, and when Alvarado gets the football, it reminds me of that because to you as a coach, Scott, coaching defensive players, it's hard to find a little ball carrier behind all those big mammoth offensive linemen.
Yes, it is. And, you know, they have an advantage. They can see the hole, but you really can't see them, and they can scoot through there. And that really is very deceiving when you think about how these little backs can squeeze through those holes. It kind of reminds me of some of the Badger backs that, like James White, you know, he's not the tallest guy, but he really can find those holes and sneak through.
4 plays, 67 yards that drive. And it only took 1 minute and 12 seconds. Scoreboard is wrong. It should be 25-0, not 26. It was 18-0, and then Lancaster got a touchdown and an extra point by Murphy. So it should be 25-0. Scoreboard's wrong. Here's the kickoff. End-over-end kick. And running up on Goodson for the 15, 20, 25-yard line. Straight up the middle of the field. Past the 30 and then down there. And out comes the penalty flag. Lancaster on special teams close it up quickly with Andrew Spurgeon on the tackle. Foul occurred at about the 33. There we go. They fixed the scoreboard to say 25-0 Lancaster. Blocked in the back, pushed back. Mauston. They'll have the football 1st and 10. Inside their own 20, I presume. Yep, at their own 19. We have 10:44 remaining. Third quarter, and Lancaster leading 25-0. Tyler Link, sophomore quarterback, a lefty, coming back out. See if they can give him more time to throw the football. He's back to pass. He's been sacked 4 times tonight. Here's a long pass down the far sideline, outside the numbers, incomplete. Overthrowing it past Alex Sir, the junior wide receiver. Bringing up 2nd down and 10 at the 19. I gotta believe Scott would, they maybe some more short, high percentage passes over the middle where they give Link a little bit more time to throw. Could net some more positive results.
I think so. It's kind of like the West Coast offense, 3, 4, 5 yard pass as good as the run.
2nd and 10, fake handoff in the middle, and then running it through the middle is Goodson past the 20-yard line. Baldwin on the carry. Gets the football out to the 22. He picked up 3 yards. 3rd down, 7 yards to go. Line of scrimmage, the 22. And here's a situation where they desperately need a 1st down, or Lancaster's going to start running away with this football game.
Yes.
If they haven't already. Clock running. 10 minutes to play, 3rd quarter. Lancaster 25, Mauston nothing. Lancaster already has a shutout this season, a 42-0 win over Cuba City. Pistol for Link. 1 setback, flank to his right. Back to pass. Looking off to his right. Throws incomplete.
Again, Short is being pressured and ends up throwing it about 7 yards too short of his receiver.
Massey, the intended receiver. 4th down now at the 22. And back to punt will be Goodman. Brady Oyen getting back to around his own 40-yard line to receive. Look at this. Dival is in there on the punt return coverage. He's going to line up right up at the line of scrimmage. Is he that athletic where he can rush at the punter and make life miserable for the punting team? See what they do here. Good snap. Rushes on, kicks it away. Nice punt. Oyen drifting under his own 40, catches the football, gets a block, gets to the 45-yard line. Now he cuts back to his left, gives up some ground back to the 40, gets to the 45, stutter steps, and gets tangled up and brought down at the 44.
A lot of east-west running instead of north and south, and ends up netting 4 yards on his return.
After running about 45 yards.
Yeah.
Heroes will have the football at their own 44-yard line, 1st and 10, with 9:29 to play, 3rd quarter, and leading 25-0. Our football tonight is being brought to you by Claire Bank, with 8 locations in southwest Wisconsin, proudly supporting high school sports. Claire Bank, well, they say we can do that. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Now here's Dival from the pistol. Play action. Throws down the middle of the field and incomplete. We're going to get a penalty flag, and that's going to be defensive pass interference. Being obstructed was Taylor Williams by the defensive back. And I believe the DB was Dylan Hanks. It is now a spot foul, but it is pass interference, and it'll give the Arrows a 1st down and 10 past midfield. 9:22 to go. 3rd quarter. Arrows leading 25-0.
I don't know. That was a little iffy in the first half. There was a few that I would thought would have been called and weren't, and that one wasn't as belligerent as the other ones.
1st and 10 for the 41 for Lancaster. Alvarado now gets set. Dival takes the snap and throws near side. Catch made by Mitchell Wolf, and he's brought down immediately at the 36. Tackle is made by Mauston, by Kyle Dahl, the outside linebacker. It's a pickup of 5. 2nd down, 5 yards to go at the 36 of Mauston. Under 9 minutes to play, 3rd quarter. Oyen splits out left. Andrew Taylor also splits out left. 2 receivers here to the near side. Mitchell Wolf, the tight end, splits out. Alvarado gets the handoff. Now it's going to be Dival keeping it himself, and he's able to claw his way ahead past the 35 down to the 34. A minimal gain on that play as far as Dival standards go of 2 yards. 3rd down, 3 yards to go. The line of scrimmage to 34. Now they put it back at the 35. Well, it's only a gain of 1. 3rd down and a long 3 coming up. 8:20 remaining, 3rd quarter, clock running. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Dival with Alvarado to his right. And takes the snap, hands it to Alvarado. Quick hitter up the middle, past the 30-yard line, and dragged down at the 25. Not much that Nick Erler could do about that, except drag him down at the 25. A pickup of 10 on that play, and a 1st down and 10 for the Arrows. Another Happy Joes of Lancaster and Galena 1st down. Closing in on the green zone. 1st and 10 Arrows. Dive back to pass. Pump fake. Now he rolling out to his right, and he is sacked. Back at the 31-yard line. Kyle Dahl brought him down. Good tackle, grabbing around the waist and spinning him down at the 31. They lose 6.
Loss of 6.
2nd down, 16 coming up. Clock is running. 7:20 remaining in the 3rd quarter. It's been all Lancaster, 25-0. Andrew Taylor splits out left. Oyen in the slot left. Mitchell Wolf right. Is Dival taking the snap and only able to get to about the 30-yard line. Hole closed up quickly, and that time on the stop for the Mauston Golden Eagles was Espen Swears, sophomore.
Picked up 1 yard. We got 3rd and 15.
Line of scrimmage, the 30-yard line for the Lancaster Flying Arrows.
And I'm sure this is going to be a 4-down territory, so they don't have to get it all at once.
Here's a swing pass to the outside to Oyen. Oyen's got it outside the numbers. Darts inside the 30-yard line, 25, and then driven out of bounds on the far side of the field to bring up 4th down. Let's see where they spot the football. It'll be just inside the 25.
About a 6-yard gain.
So 4th down at about 10. They'll just simply go for it.
Yeah, a little too far for a field goal and too close for a punt.
2 receivers here to the wide side, which is the near side of the field for Dival. Takes the snap. Now going to run, jump, throw it for Alvarado, but the pass is intercepted. Intercepted inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. That pass was hung up a little, it was underthrown for Alvarado, and who picked that off here for Mauston?
I think it was number 51.
And if that is indeed the case, it was Dalton Hain, middle linebacker, who fronted up on Alvarado and intercepted that pass. 2nd Lancaster turnover. It'll be 1st and 10. Mauston with the football at their own 9-yard line with 5:48 remaining, 3rd quarter. So the Arrows, not a clean football game on their part with 2 turnovers. Here's Link throwing it out near side, getting outside the numbers and brought down at the 6-yard line. The pass was caught by Carver Goodman, but coming up quickly and making the stop was Logan Wolf.
and actually dropped him for a loss of 1 yard.
Second down, 11. Back at the 8-yard line. We have 5 minutes and 15 seconds remaining and counting down, third quarter. Lancaster leading 25-0. 2 receivers here to the near side, 1 to the far side of the field. Now a man coming in motion, and Link giving and trying to get to the outside, and wrapped up and brought down for no gain, and that was a sweep by Carver Goodman, and that's going to go for no yardage.
He's going to lose 8 yards, and the ball's going to be placed on about 2.
Yep. Third down and 19, back to the 2-yard line. Well, the Iowa Hawkeyes got a couple of safeties last Saturday, and that's what led them to a 7-3 win. Could the Arrow defense be thinking the same thing?
Well, it depends on where the quarterback comes. If he lines up underneath him, it'll be a sneak. He's still in the shotgun.
So he's lining up in his own end zone. Link takes the snap. Back the pass, rushes on, throws it, and the pass is deflected and incomplete. Colby Lowe came in off the edge and got a hand on that football, and it just fluttered incomplete. And now Mauston will be punting from their own end zone. And Oyen's going to end up with a chance for a good return and good field position.
Yep. That was a good rush, untouched. He got right to the quarterback and disrupted the throw.
Here's Goodman with his back up against the end line. In fact, they are not going to be able to. They're going to have to punt from a very tight formation for maximum blocking. Here's the snap. Gets it away, pops it up. This is going to be a short kick. Wine's going to let this bounce. And it's going to bounce it about the 30-yard line and be downed at about the 33. So a 31-yard punt. Arrows take over in Mauston territory at the 33 with 3:58 remaining, third quarter. The Arrows leading 25-0. Our football action tonight being brought to you by Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team. Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stilko, PAC, provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, experience the difference. First and 10 for Lancaster at the 33 of Mauston. Diebold on the option, pitches out now to Alvarado. Needs one block, cuts back toward the inside, gets to the 35, rather down to the 25-yard line, and upended at about the 24. He picks up 9. Now, check that.
Picked up about 5.5.
Yeah, my mistake. I got my yard lines crossed up. I messed up. That's my fault. It's going to be second down and 5 yards to go at the 29-yard line. Got my yard lines crossed up. My mistake. Apologize. Here's the pass now to the other side. Williams makes the catch and is brought down for first down at the 14. Got that ball outside the numbers and then dragged down immediately. First and 10. Inside the green zone, and the green zone brought to you by Tech Resource Management of Monroe. A greener way. And a Happy Joe's of Lancaster and Galena, first down. Penalty flag on the snap of the football. And Lancaster called for another illegal procedure penalty. First down, 15 coming up. Line of scrimmage will be the 19-yard line. Another sponsor tonight, People's State Bank. For personal, home, business, and ag loans, visit one of their 20 area locations or visit peoplesfinancial.com, member FDIC. D&D Electric in Lancaster, specializing in industrial wiring, maintenance, install, and control. Flying Arrow proud, that's D&D Electric of Lancaster.
We got a stoppage in the play. Mauston has an injured player. He has to come off the field. Looks like number 8. Where's my program?
Number 8 for whom?
Mauston. Garen Brandt
First and 15 at the 19. Dival taking the snap. Inside handoff. Alvarado spins off of a tackler, gets inside the 15-yard line, and then the pursuit catches up to him and drags him down. For the Eagles, tackle was made by Hayden Gillen. Is a gain to the 16. Pickup of 3. Second down and 12 yards to go at the 16-yard line. There's Dival taking the snap. We have a penalty flag. We got a dead ball. I don't think so. The ball, the play will. The play will.
Running back moved too soon.
Legal procedure. Lancaster, they have been guilty of numerous penalties of that nature. Second down, 17 coming up. Back to the 21-yard line. Call it the 20. 2:14 remaining, third quarter. 25-0. The Flying Arrows have led from the get-go. Taylor splits out left along with Oyen. 2 receivers here to the near side. Mitchell Wolf is one of them, along with Taylor Williams. Penalty flag again. This will stop everything. It'll be a legal procedure. Lancaster pushing him back another 5. Second down, 22 coming up back to the 25-yard line. Jordan Rollins going to have a few things to say during practice this week. Just a few.
It hasn't been a clean game.
Our game tonight brought to you by H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. Call Safety Joe at H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, serving you in Fenimore, Lancaster, and Boscobel. H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, serving Southwest Wisconsin 24/7 since 1958. Back to the line of scrimmage. Coming up on 100 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Here's a 3-receiver set to the left, single receiver, Wolf, Mitchell Wolf, to the outside right. They're going to try to throw it to him. It's a jump ball, but incomplete in the end zone. Off the mark and out of bounds for Mitchell Wolf. Third down and 22 at the 25. If Lancaster is unable to pick up a first down, would they consider a long field goal by Murphy? It would be 39 yards.
Looks like they're going to try it.
Yeah, they're switching people out. So here comes Nolan Wolf. He will set the football down at the 29. It'd be 29. And from straight on, this is Murphy trying a 39-yard field goal with 1:32 to play, third quarter. Snap is down. Here's the kick by Murphy. Nice line drive kick. It is good. This is the second week in a row we've had 2 field goals in a game. And that field goal is brought to you by Vondra Ag Service. See Brady Vondra, your local Beck's Hybrid dealer in Platteville, to help reach your field goals. Lancaster 28. Mauston nothing.
34-yard field goal.
Okay, my mistake. I can't count. I cannot count. My mistake.
I'm wearing my glasses tonight, so I can see.
I was going to go to commercial break there, but we'll blow that off too. Five plays. A whole 8 yards of that drive for Lancaster. Murphy with what is officially now a 34-yard field goal. I thought it was 39, but since I can't see and I can't count, we have that corrected.
But, it's still a pretty good distance for a high school field goal kicker, and plus it builds confidence for him.
Oh, yeah. 28-0 Lancaster. They get 28 the hard way tonight. Yeah. And now Murphy, who just came here from soccer. he had a soccer match that had missed the early part of the game. Murphy kicking off. End over end kick, fairly short. Going to take a bounce at the 20-yard line. Scooped up in a spin move to get out of trouble and brought down at the 26-yard line. The return by Dylan Hanks. And it's 1st and 10 for Mauston Golden Eagles at their own 24-yard line. Make it the 26. Minute 23 to play, third quarter. Dival with a touchdown run in the second quarter, plus the 2-point extra point. Another Dival touchdown run, 8 yards. Murphy with the extra point, 15-0. Murphy with a field goal to make it 18-0. Here's a running play off to the left-hand side, getting gummed up at the 26-yard line. That was a running play that went off to the left by Baldwin, and no gain on that play as the Arrows and Wyatt Mensch closed that up. Third quarter, Dival, another touchdown run, 23 yards, and then Murphy with a 34-yard field goal. So Dival and Murphy accounting for all the scoring tonight for Lancaster. We are down to 40 seconds remaining, third quarter. Second down and 10 at the 26 for Mauston. Link back to pass. Throws far side. The ball almost intercepted. Getting his mitts on that one was Aiden Hawk, and if he comes up with that football, he's off to the races. And it's third down and 10 at the 26. .6 seconds to play, third quarter. Mauston taking an awful lot of time in the huddle. They may be guilty of a delay a game here if they don't get the snap off soon. Back to pass is Link. Throws short, catch made, out in the flat, and then dragged down at the 31-yard line. And it's Alex Sir on the reception to bring up a fourth down and about 5. And that may be the end of the third quarter. And it will be. 3 in the books. Lancaster 28, Mauston nothing. Back with the fourth quarter after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and WGLR.com.
And new barbering services too. Heads Up Salon, North Jefferson Street, Lancaster. Ever creating God? You enter wars of nation, workplace, and family to bring the possibility of reconciliation. Ever giving God? You provide us with gifts that ease us through new chapters of change. But God, we withdraw from change because change interrupts what we are used to. Remind us that our strength comes from you. You are our life-giving water from a life-giving stream. Remind us that you have a vision of a new earth. A message of hope from Fenimore Stitzer United Methodist Churches.
Our People's State Bank coverage of local high school sports on Queen Bee Radio is presented by Myers Heating and Cooling of Lancaster and Wolf Construction of Lancaster. Check out the Queen Bee Radio sports schedule at WGLR.com. In Game 7.
97.7 Country, WGLR. We begin the fourth quarter. Lancaster leading 28-0. Mauston will be going for it on 4th and 5 from their own 31-yard line. Might as well.
Yeah,
back to pass is Link. Throws near side, incomplete. Penalty flag. This is going to be a roughing the passer penalty on the Arrows as Wyatt Mensch got in there late.
got to the quarterback a little late. That's my speculation.
Nope, they're calling the hold. A hold against Mauston. They're going to decline it.
Yep. All right. Wyatt Mensch was in the area. They'll wipe away the penalty. And Lancaster will take over, 1st and 10, at the 31-yard line to begin the fourth quarter. 28-0. Lancaster leads it. In fact, a score by Lancaster and an extra point will activate a running clock. Culver's cool-down post-game will be coming up. 1st and 10 from the 31 for Dival. Takes the snap, hands it off. Alvarado. Gets yardage inside the 30-yard line. And is able to get his way down to the 28. Picks up 3 yards to bring up 2nd down and 7 yards to go at the 28-yard line. Culver's cool down post game will also bring you the drive of the game, brought to you by Les Mack Chevy. Tricor Turning Point, brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Scrapper of the game, brought to you by West End Salvage. It's all coming up. Penalty flag. Give you 3 guesses what it is.
It's against Lancaster.
Bingo. 2nd and 12 coming up. Back at the 33. And again, you'd think Lancaster would operate some crispness on offense.
Yeah, there's been a lot of false starts, illegal procedure.
Now into the lineup for Lancaster is Max Bedward. Let's see if he figures in on this play. Alvarado gets the football, powers his way through the middle, stays on his feet. He's to the 20-yard line, cuts to the 15-yard line, to the 10, to the 5, and then drilled out of bounds, short of the goal line. He is out at the 2. 31-yard run by Alvarado. Arrows inside the Bitech Resorts Management green zone. Bitech Resorts Management of Monroe, a greener way. 10:47 to play in the game. Lancaster looking to get 35 points and activate the running clock. Dive ball from the pistol. Alvarado flanked to the left. Alvarado gets the football and he powers his way through the middle. No indication yet, and he's short. He's able to get the ball inside the 1. 2nd and goal inside the 1 for Alvarado.
And they brought Wolf in at quarterback now.
Here he is, number 8, playing at quarterback. Nolan Wolf. Pistol formation, takes the snap, gives it to Alvarado. This time he's into the end zone, up the middle. Touchdown, Lancaster. Another Southwest Asphalt and Sealing and Striping touchdown called Jeff for crack and asphalt sealing and striping needs. 34-0, Lancaster. Alvarado, the touchdown. Murphy on to try the extra point. Swinging gate formation. Wolf holding, Nolan Wolf. Snap is down. Here's the kick. It's up. It is good. It is 35-0 Lancaster. 10-12 remaining in the game. Running clock coming up next on 97.7 Country, WGLR, and WGLR.com.
Because we are offering 24-month interest-free financing with no minimum purchase required. Upgrade your living room with a power recline sofa like the Hollands by American-made cat napper. In stock now for only $12.98. That's just $54 a month. Give the kitchen a new look with a 4- and 7-piece solidwood dining set for just $7.98 or only $33 a month. Why not improve your night's sleep with one of our many quality mattresses by Iowa-made Masonic, like the Eva Hybrid, queen size $14.99. 24-month interest-free financing offer this Labor Day season only at Home Show Outlet on Highway 20 across from Walmart under Hobby Lobby in Dubuque. In Game 8.
.97.7 Country, WGLR. Alvarado, 1-yard touchdown run. Murphy with the extra point. 35-0 Lancaster. Here's the kickoff by Murphy. It'll sail through the end zone for a touchback. Now Mauston will have it. 1st and 10 at their own 20 with 10-12 remaining in the football game. And we have a running clock coming up.
It was a nice kick. Good high in the air, about 45 yards, and took one bounce and into the end zone. That's a great weapon to have when you're kicking off. If you can put it in the end zone, it's 80 yards they got to move instead of less than that.
97.7 Country, WGLR FM, Lancaster, Dubuque, Galena. Lancaster up 35-0. And now here's Link back behind center and handing it off and running to his right and getting out of bounds is Brady Baldwin, and he picks up yardage ahead to about the 25-yard line where he's run out of bounds there. Pick up a 5, 2nd down and 5. And here I got to believe Lancaster, what they'd like to do is get the football back and then just run out the clock. And as far as Mauston goes, they'd like to get the football downfield and at least get into the end zone. Link from the pistol. Fakes to the inside, now hands off. And Goodwin head to the 35-yard line, 40-yard line, and brought down there. Is a first down, and that's the first time they've had a first down in quite a while. Mauston to the 40-yard line, pick up of 15.
It's their first down in the second half.
Yeah, they've been few and far between. Nothing to keep a drive sustainable. Tyler Link coming back into the huddle, 1st and 10 at the 40 for Mauston. Lancaster on the road next week to Richland Center. We'll have the game here on WGLR. Pistol for Link. Takes the snap, throws it out in the flat, far side. Catch is made, but it's going to be for negative yardage. Brought down immediately. It is Massey on the catch, but the arrows weren't fooled. Arrows covered that up quickly. I think Veneta was the first one to get over there. Also Joe Esser. Loss on the play, back to the 38. 2nd down, 12 yards to go for Mauston. Clock is running already. It's down to 7.5 minutes to play in the ball game. Link turning and giving, and getting swallowed up immediately is Goodwin. Goodson is hit right away, and on the stop was Devin Tiedrich for Lancaster. He had that diagnosed right off the bat. And it's a loss back to the 35. 3-yard loss on the play. 3rd down and 15 at the 35-yard line for the Mauston Golden Eagles. They put up 69 points last week, and they have nothing through 3 quarters tonight. Third and 15 at the 35. Back to passes, Link. Rushes on. Throws long down the far sideline. Incomplete. Here comes a penalty flag. And this is going to be pass interference on Lancaster. This will keep the drive alive. Maybe. It was 3rd and 15.
Should be all night. 1st down and pass interference.
And the officials already indicated they flipped the down marker to 1st down. Now they'll mark off the penalty. And he'll take the football all the way out to the 50-yard line. 1st and 10. This will be one of the few times that Mauston has even been in Lancaster territory, if they cross the 50. Man in motion. Link handing off through the middle, past the 50-yard line. And on the carry is Baldwin. 3-yard pickup to the 47. 2nd down and 7 yards to go for Mauston with 5.5 minutes to play in the ball game. Have a short Culver's cool down post-game show. And then we'll get ready for some more games coming up tomorrow. Platteville at Broadhead Judah. Benton Scales Mound. Shelburne at Cuba City. Here's Link handing it off this time and running off to his left and picking up yardage is Garrett Brandt. And he has yardage inside the 45 down to the 41. It's 3rd down and a yard to go at the 41-yard line. Let me see if I can find this quickly. What is the deepest penetration tonight for Mauston? They only got to the 40.
The interception.
That's right. Yeah.
Early.
Yep.
They were inside 40.
Here's a handoff. Running inside the 40 and picking up a 1st down. This time it is Brandt with the carry and a 1st down for Mauston. They've got it down to the 36 of Lancaster, a 5-yard pickup. Galley is still in there, along with Gallinger, Wyatt Mensch, Hayden Hawk. Got a lot of the regulars still in there for the Flying Arrows. 1st and 10 at the 36. 3:47 and counting down. 4th quarter for Mauston. Handoff, working his way to the left, and then running out of running room. The far sideline is Brady Baldwin. And I believe there's no gain on that play. 2nd down and 10.
Yep.
Even though he got out of bounds, the clock will continue to run. Down to 3:15 remaining of the game, and Lancaster with a 35-0 lead, working on pitching their 2nd shutout of the season. We'll also get shoebox scoreboard updates. Brewers and San Francisco, a doubleheader. Now here's Link back to pass, and he's in trouble. Gets out of trouble and then throws it downfield, incomplete. Had to unload that one in the neighborhood of Dylan Hanks. They'll bring up 3rd down and 10. Back at the 36.
I'm not sure what they're talking about. Nope,
now they're going to throw a penalty flag on Mauston for
intentional grounding.
Yeah. Well, that was probably not necessary, really. Here's the intentional grounding. So they'll mark the football all the way back to the 49. Mauston's 49-yard line. Loss of down as well. Now it was 3rd down. Now it should be 4th down if it is loss of down. In fact, they move it back even further. Geez, how much further are you going to move it back? All the way back to the 44. And it is indeed 4th down. 4th down, about a mile. Mauston might just go for it here. Clock is running. 100 seconds remaining in the game. Yeah, they might as well just go for it here, and if they don't get it, Lancaster will just take a knee. In fact, Mauston is in no hurry to even snap the football here. They might even take a penalty. 35-0. Lancaster will go to 3-1 on the season. In fact, Mauston takes a timeout instead, just to avoid being penalized. 1:19 to play in the game. Off to Richland Center next week. Richland Center, you know, for years and years and years, Scott, they were one of the bottom teams of the SWC, and now the last couple of years, they have greatly improved.
Yeah, they have. They have some pretty good athletes right now, and they're believing in the system. I know when I was still coaching at Dodgeville, they had several coaching changes, and that's hard on the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Coach Troxell's done a great job of rebuilding that program.
We'll have one more snap here by Mauston. And if they don't pick up a first down, then Lancaster will have the possession of the football and take a knee. 4th down and 29. Watch him run a running play here. Here's Link from the pistol. Ready to take the snap. Does. Drifts back to pass. Throws long down the middle of the field. And the pass is incomplete. Knocked down by Nolan Wolf around the 20-yard line. And Lancaster will take over on downs with a minute to play in the game, and they'll just take a knee and close out a 35-0 win. Our game tonight, lots and lots and lots of great sponsors. Let me tell you about some of them. They include Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque, powering our audio stream. Anderson Weber Toyota, when you are ready. Community First Bank, serving you in Boscobel, Fenimore, Lancaster, Livingston, Muscadet, Platteville, and Prairie du Chien. First for you, member FDIC. Nolan Wolf in there at quarterback. Takes the snap, takes the knee, and that'll do it. Lancaster 35, Mauston nothing. Other sponsors tonight. Myers Heating and Cooling, servicing Southwest Wisconsin since 1999. Myers Heating and Cooling, where they say, don't worry, we got this. Mound City Bank's total line of credit, allowing you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop into Mound City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at moundcitybank.com. And Hazy Service and Towing of Montford, your trusted friend for service and towing. Hazy Service and Towing, Montford, better equipped to better serve. Covers Cool Down post-game show next. Lancaster 35, Mauston nothing. Back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and WGLR.com. All right.
Dine in, drive in, or carry out anytime at A&W in Lancaster. They're open 10:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily. Enjoy a third pound, 100% U.S. beef double cheeseburger combo, including fries and a drink for just $7.99. And everybody loves ice cream. Enjoy their soft serve flavor of the week only at A&W in Lancaster. Summer isn't over yet. Check out American Marine Dubuque's parking lot party this Saturday, September 10th from 10 till 2 at Dubuque Yacht Basin. Bring your family and enjoy food and drinks, games and giveaways, and save during their blowout sale on select pre-owned boats. New 2023 Barletta pontoon boats are on display. Purchase any new boat this weekend and get free winter storage. Don't miss American Marine Dubuque's parking lot party this Saturday from 10 till 2. Learn more on Facebook. In Game 9. Hi friends, it's Gary Dolphin inviting you to United Way's Over the Edge Ground Party Friday, September 9th, starting at 11 a.m. at Midwest One Bank on Main Street in Dubuque. We'll have food trucks, a gelato truck, music, and the JC serving cold drinks. Plus, you can cheer on our friends as they rappel down the side of the building. It's going to be a great day, and most importantly, we'll be supporting 31 local programs and impacting over 55,000 people in our community. Learn more on Facebook with United Way of Dubuque Area Tri-States. Bondra Ag Service, LLC, Brady Bondra, your local best hybrid rep, invites you and your family to enjoy the 75th Annual Dairy Days this weekend in Pronto's Legion Park. There's a truck pull, games and rides, animals, live music, beer
Our Grant Regional Health Center and People State Bank coverage of high school sports is presented by Wolf Construction and Myers Heating and Cooling. From the Wolf Construction broadcast booth, I'm Mark Evenstad with Scott Toltzman, where the Lancaster Flying Arrows have defeated the Mauston Golden Eagles 35-0. To go to 3-1 on the season, Mauston drops to 1-3. Our game tonight brought to you by West End Salvage of Lancaster. See Junkyard Joe Krantz and the West End Salvage team for recycling. West End Salvage handles construction and demolition waste too. That's West End Salvage of Lancaster. Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team, Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stilko, provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, experience the difference. Claire Bank, with 8 locations in southwest Wisconsin, proudly supporting high school sports. Claire Bank, where they say we can do that, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender. Vondra Ag Service, LLC, sponsoring any field goals made in the game. We had 2 of them tonight by Michael Murphy. See Brady Vondra, your local Beck's hybrid dealer in Platteville, to help reach your field goals. Also, D&D Electric of Lancaster, specializing in industrial wiring, maintenance, install, and control. Flying Arrow proud, that's D&D Electric of Lancaster. Also brought to you by Happy Joe's of Lancaster and Galena, and H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, serving you in Fenimore, Lancaster, and Boscobel. H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, serving southwest Wisconsin 24/7 since 1958. We've got the Culver's Cool Down postgame show next. Scott and I will also come up with the drive of the game, brought to you by Les Mack Chevy Buick downtown and Les Mack Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram Lancaster. The Tricor Turning Point, brought to you by Tricor Insurance. And West End Salvage, bringing you the scrapper of the game. All that more coming up on 97.7 Country, WGLR, and WGLR.com.
Go to whereyouseeone.org to learn more. That's whereyouseeone.org. Understanding how credit works is a key to financial success. Consumer Credit Counseling Service is a nonprofit organization offering low-cost financial credit cards, loans, and bill pay. Call 563-582-3885, 582-3885, or find us at cccia.org. Consumer Credit Counseling Service, here to make you financially healthy.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too. Love has no labels, and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and experiences connect through conversation, and it feels good.
This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope, too. Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together. Start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep. A message from Story for Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
Mama, what does the chicken say? Dog.
Giraffe. You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/the-right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Craig Culver of Culver's.
Times have changed since Mom first created Culver's Double Butter Burger Deluxe, but one thing sure hasn't.
Craig, what would you like to share for show and tell?
This is a butter burger. Fresh beef, never frozen, seared to perfection, topped with real Wisconsin cheese on a lightly buttered bun. Butter burger, butter burger.
Hungry? Stop in for one today.
It's time for the Culver's Tour and Birthday Sale. Brought to you by Culver's.
97.7 Country, WGLR, 35-0 win by the Lancaster Flying Arrows tonight over the Mauston Golden Eagles. Sponsored tonight by People's State Bank for personal, home, business, and ag loans. Visit one of their 20 area locations or visit peoplesfinancial.com, member FDIC. Also, H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. Call Safety Joe today. Serving you in Fenimore, Lancaster, and Boscobel. H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, serving Southwest Wisconsin 24/7 since 1958. Culver's Cool Down Post-Game Show in progress now. I'm Mark Evenstad with Scott Toltzman, recapping the game tonight. No scoring in the first quarter, but Lancaster got it going in the second quarter. Jacob Dival, a 1-yard touchdown run, and Dival ran it in for the 2-point extra point, making it 8-0 Lancaster with 9:48 remaining in the first half. Following an interception, Lancaster got the football at the 30-yard line, and then Lancaster went 5 plays, 67 yards on a drive. Dival with an 8-yard touchdown run. Murphy added the extra point to make it 15-0. Lancaster with 4:15 remaining in the second quarter. Moments later, Lancaster closed out the first half on a 25-yard field goal by Michael Murphy on the last play of the first half, making it 18-0. Third quarter, Lancaster on the fourth play of the quarter, Dival, a 23-yard touchdown run. Murphy with the extra point, making it 25-0. And then later in the quarter, Murphy with a 34-yard field goal with 1:27 to play in the third quarter. 28-0 the score then. And then in the fourth quarter, it was Peyton Alvarado scoring on a 1-yard touchdown run. Murphy's extra point made your final 35-0. Scott, we'll get to all the sponsored highlights of the football game in a moment. But what do you have here for numbers?
Okay, team stats I have for Mauston. For rushing, they had 20 rushes for 22 yards. Passing, they were 24 for 8, and 1 interception for 75 yards. First downs, they had 7. Penalties, 5 for 35. For Lancaster, rushing, they had 33 attempts for 340 yards. Passing, 5 for 16, and 1 interception for 85. First downs, 14, but the big factor in the game was their penalties. They had 17 for 115 yards. Overall, Duvall was your leading rusher. He ended up with about 228 yards total rushing, and did most of the scoring. I was very impressed with their kicker. A nice 34-yard field goal in the fourth quarter to get it to a running clock. And, a league like that is a good weapon to have, especially when you get into a tight game. So Lancaster has some things to clean up. A lot of penalties, and most of their penalties were on offense with illegal starts, not lining up right. So I'm sure they'll take care of that this week, because penalties can really hurt a drive, and man, you have 17 penalties. You're not going to win too many games.
All right, Scott, let's get to the drive of the game that's presented by Les Mac. Well, let's get to the Tricor Turning Point first. Brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tricor Insurance today. Scott, you were alluding to the first score of the ball game.
I think the first score was very huge. You went through the first quarter, both teams going back and forth. Nobody scored. And with that score, it kind of ignited Lancaster, and you could see the spark get lit, and they started to play the game the rest of the way.
That's your drive of the game, presented by Let's Mac Chevy Buick downtown. Or I should say the Turning Point. That's brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tricor Insurance today. Drive of the game. That's what I've been having on my mind for the last minute. Intently. That's presented by Les Mac Chevy Buick downtown, and Les Mac Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram on Highway 61 North, Lancaster. Custom order your new vehicle today from Les Mac, where you always get more from less. Scott, I was thinking about that touchdown, or not that touchdown, the field goal drive right before halftime, because Lancaster converted on a 3rd and 26. Dival picking up that first down at the 40, kept that drive alive, and then when it got down to the closing seconds, Murphy knocked home a 25-yard field goal, making it 18-0.
Yeah, they got down to the 1-yard line with about 3 seconds left, and then they ended up with a false start, moved it back, and it was a good choice by the coaches to kick the field goal. I mean, again, you got a great weapon, use them, and really, with a tight game as it was in the beginning, going up by 3 scores can mean a lot.
That's your drive of the game, brought to you by Les Mac Chevy Buick downtown and Les Mac Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, Highway 61 North, Lancaster. Custom order your new vehicle today from Les Mac, where you always get more from less. And the scrapper of the game. Yep, time to name the West End Salvage scrapper of the game, the player whose hustle and scrappiness stood out in trying to lay the opponent to waste, presented by West End Salvage of Lancaster. I'll take your pick, Scott.
I would take Dival. I mean, his rushing, and when he ran the ball, he ran hard and punished the defense, and he kept those legs churning, and it was tough to bring him down.
He is tough to bring down, indeed. That's the scrapper of the game, brought to you by West End Salvage, the player whose hustle and scrappiness stood out in trying to lay the opponent to waste, presented by West End Salvage of Lancaster. Other sponsors tonight: Doolittle's Pub and Eatery, open for lunch or dinner, 11 until close, Tuesday through Saturday, with delicious pizza starting at 4. The outdoor patio now open for the season for your enjoyment. Doolittle's on the Square in Lancaster. Platteville Collision Center, expert color matching, frame and unibody straightening, baked on finishing to keep your paint finish shining longer. Trust the repair people at Platteville Collision Center. Southwest Asphalt and Sealing and Striping, East Mineral Street in Platteville. Call Jeff for crack and asphalt sealing and striping needs at Southwest Asphalt Sealing and Striping, Platteville. And Les Mac Chevy Buick downtown, and Les Mac Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, Highway 61 North, Lancaster. Custom order your new vehicle today from Les Mac, where you always get more from less. Tomorrow, River Ridge at Fenimore. We'll have that game here tomorrow night on 97.7 Country, WGLR. Also, Platteville at Broadhead, Judah on Extreme 107.1 The X and X1071.com. And also coming up tomorrow, it's Blackhawk Warren at Cuba City on Super Hits 106 and SuperHits106.com. The Brewers take on the Cincinnati Reds tomorrow, 7:10 the game time on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL. Also, final shoebox scoreboard update. Let's check out the Brewers
versus the Giants. The Brewers won game 1 of the doubleheader today against the Giants, 2-1. And airplane mode is still on my phone. So this always happens. It always happens. You can set your watch to it. It always happens.
The Brewers actually, like Mark said, they won the first game 2-1, and believe it or not, the Brewers won the second game 4-2.
Very good. And also the Bills and the Rams playing tonight on Thursday Night Football. And the Bills leading the Rams 24-10. That game early in the fourth quarter. Those are your Shoebox scoreboard updates brought to you by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Also, River Valley and Platteville tied at 1 set each in high school volleyball. That's in progress right now. Those are your Shoebox scoreboard updates brought to you by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. And that'll wrap up our broadcast for tonight. Scott, pleasure working with you.
Thanks. It's been a while since I called a football game, so hopefully as I get more into this, I'm a little bit better than tonight.
Good to have you aboard. Final score tonight, the Lancaster Flying Arrows 35, the Mauston Golden Eagles nothing. Thanks for listening. The preceding has been a Queen Bee Radio sports presentation on 97.7 Country, WGLR, and WGLR.com. So long, everyone.
This is 97.7 Country, WGLR FM, Lancaster, Dubuque, Galena. Streaming on our app, Alexa, and WGLR.com. The Tri-State's best variety of country on the Queen Bee